Hello, this is BJ from Hearns Hobbies, and I'm going to talk about the Scale 75 primers. Now, there's quite a lot of different primers, so these are the primers that come in these quite large bottles. So these are 60ml bottles, and they're water-based. Now, these particular water-based primers are great because, I guess with any water-based paints, they are very low in odor, and they're very easy to clean up. And these particular ones are very tough. These are polyurethane. Now, some of the regular type acrylic primers are not polyurethane. They're the regular base of paint, and they're not as tough as polyurethane. So if you're not familiar with polyurethane, it's quite often used for doing clear coats on furniture. So use it on furniture simply because it's so tough. So with this stuff, it comes in these sort of, I guess you call them dropper bottles, okay? So you can quite easily either drip those into a palette for brush painting, or you can put them into a large nozzled airbrush like a 0.5, it'll spray straight through. Or if you want to use them in a 0.3, which is a more common size of airbrush that most people have, just need a little bit of thinner in them and they'll spray fine. Now if you look at the overhead, you'll see that I've laid out all the different colors available. The base of all these primers is the same. They're all polyurethanes. Some of these are listed as surface primer. So that's the standard Scale 75 range. And then there's the additional instant colors range, which has a few different variations in tone. Okay, so you may wonder, why do primers need to be in all these different colors? Quite often, primers are, I guess, gray is the most common. Gray is one of those colors that when you spray onto the surface, it'll actually show you all imperfections very easily because you have a uniform color, it's a mid-tone, and it can pick up shadows and also highlights at the same time. White is also common for any bright colors. Something like yellow, which doesn't cover anything, and yellow being the pigment in any brand of paint is always very, very, I guess, translucent, I'd say. So that's where white is good if you want maximum brightness out of your yellows, or if you're painting white or any other very bright colors. Particularly fluorescents. Fluorescents don't like to go on anything other than white as well for full luminosity. Okay, then you have all your other colors as well. So our main colors generally is gray, white, and then also black. Black is very popular with the gaming community. That gives you your first shadow, and then you add on all your colors on top of that to your highlights. In the past, you'll be painting gray, and then you'll paint black to get your black tone, but by doing it all in one shot, it saves an extra step. And then you have all your other colors too. So you got hull red, which is good for, say, a lot of military people like hull red. Hull red is actually the red color for the anti-fouling paint for underneath a ship, but this is also a very similar tone to the primers which were used on German tanks or even Allied tanks. Then you have olive. So that's good for anything where you got a green tone base. Sand color, of course, for desert type camouflaging. And then we'll go back to white. And then within the instant colors, they have a lot more of the, I guess, in-between tones, which are quite used in gaming. Okay, so this one here is called Ice Charm. And then, so that's got a bluey, that's a bluey gray. Then we have Bone Charm, which is a yellow. It's a very light yellow. And then we have Holy Charm, which is a quite a cool white. So you may not see the difference. There's slight tonal difference there. So you've got quite a selection to choose from depending on what you want to do. You want to keep it simple, just stick with the three basics, which is the black, the gray, and the white. Or if you do say a lot of military or you're into gaming and you want a particular tone to start with, then all the other colors are really helpful as well. So again, these are water-based acrylics, polyurethane, so they're the toughest possible. Just need to make sure that you shake them up very well. If I shake it, you may be able to hear the consistency of it. So you can see, you can hear there where there's quite a bit of splashing. Okay, so it is reasonably thin, but it is at a consistency where it's quite brushable. And then from here, if you want to airbrush it through a finer airbrush like a 0.3, just a touch of thinner will help. If it's a 0.5, you'll be able to spray this straight through without any problem. So there you go, very versatile surface primer, primers, if you don't know, are very useful for helping paint stick to the surface. Gives a nice matte finish too, so that as you're brush painting over the top of it, you have a tooth for the paint to stick on. If you ever tried painting on a very smooth glossy surface, you'll notice that the paint quite often draws away from the surface because it's so smooth. So that helps with that as well. So there you go. This is the Scale 75 surface primer. All water-based, easy to clean up and easy to spray or brush paint, and it's polyurethane, so it's very tough.